Hi Crab Cakes, I'm Emil Hinault, this is Little Buddy, and this is the Big Crab Cake channel, the channel dedicated to model cars, trains, and villages as one unified hobby. And this is our first episode of a segment we're going to call Secondhand Trains. We talked a lot about the cost of this hobby, how it can be very, very high if you're not careful. And there are ways to save money and still enjoy this hobby. And one of them is to buy trains secondhand. And I did that with these two engines. They're virtually identical, except that this one is road number 650, it says it here, and this is road number 654. And they did that, Lionel made it that way, because some people like to connect multiple engines together and run them. They call that MU, multiple unit. And so this engine was produced in 2 units. But most of them were just this unit, the 650, and then a small amount of the 654 for people that would like to have a second one. For that reason, when I began searching for these on the secondary market, I was searching, like a lot of people do, by the model number, the catalog number for this engine. And it was coming up 0, nobody had them. And then it occurred to me, when I looked back in the catalog to make sure that I had the right number, which it did, that there was a second one with a different catalog number. I searched for that catalog number and found this one right away. And that's the kind of thing that, I think probably is happening a lot. I bet you a lot of people were looking for this, not realizing by changing the model number by 1 digit, they could find the exact same engine, which is one slightly different digit number. And I ended up getting this at a very good price. It was actually new, but it was it had been sitting for a while. It was sort of like new old stock, not terribly old, but it was in brand new condition. This one I found used, and it only had something like 80 hours of use on it, which is incredibly small. And that's the one good thing that is really positive for looking for secondhand trains, is that most people that engage in our hobby don't run the trains all day long constantly. They use them 30 minutes at a time, maybe an hour at a time. Very often they're kept on a shelf or in a cabinet behind glass. Sometimes people use them and put them back and keep them in their original box. So I found that a lot of locomotives are very well cared for, and you can get a used one at a substantial discount with very few hours on it that runs absolutely good as new with no damage or anything. Just careful where you look and find and where you buy it. You want to find one that wasn't stored outside in a garage or a shed or something like that. But most people aren't doing that. I've had very good luck finding engines on the second-hand market. And so second-hand trains is something that I'm passionate about. And over the course of our shows, we're going to present to you a lot of different second-hand trains. As a matter of fact, most of my trains in my collection are second-hand trains. And it's almost impossible to tell the difference. Most of the time, I'm not even sure whether I got them new or used. So let's get these on the track and take a look and see how they run. This rendition of the SD38 is produced in the Elgin, Joliet, and Eastern livery and comes in 2 separate road numbers, 650 and 654. Both of these engines were offered in a 2015 Lionel Volume 2 catalog. There's a minimum recommended curve of 054, although we'll be running it today on 048. Here's the startup sound. It has a horn and also a bell. It can be run by itself or in tandem. So there you have it. A beautiful pair of trains, a beautiful pair of second-hand trains. They run great at a fraction of the cost of buying them new. It's a great way to save money on the hobby, and it's a little bit fun trying to find deals too. So that's all for today. If you like this video, please click the like button. And if you want to see more, please click the subscribe button and hit that notification bell. Appreciate you coming by, and we'll see you next time on the Big Crab Cake channel.